Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into Leo season. So excited. I know I give Leo a lot of shit in my zodiac videos, but that's literally just because I do love the sign so much. And I know that's what they want. But I do. I love Leo so much. So I'm so pumped today to be talking about this new exploration that we're going to face going into the sign of Leo for the next month. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're excited. If you're new here, I do want to say welcome. My name is Luna. If you don't know me, do make sure to subscribe if you like my content because it's nice having people I like around here. So I like it. Keep it coming. I like the energy. So yeah, you can find me on my socials, on my Patreon, on my podcast, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. So that's kind of all that information. Let's go ahead and just get started. Oh, before we start, I do want to tell you guys, I got these really cute, you guys know I like rings. You guys know I like rings. And this is a big Leo thing. This is gonna later translate into my Glamour Magick section. You guys know I love my rings so much. Ita Love, oh, I don't know how I'm saying that. Ita, this is their box. I could totally be saying it wrong. They reached out to me and they're like, yo, can we send you some jewelry? And what is your girl gonna say? Am I gonna say no? I'm not gonna say no. Love jewelry. So I went on their website and I picked out 2 rings. Let me show you guys. The pinky ring and the ring finger are the ones I picked out. The pinky ring is this onyx. It's called the Enchantress. So freaking pretty. And then the ring finger is a turquoise stone. And they're so crazy. I kind of am worried I have too many rings, but I kind of really love the look of it. And I think this might be my Leo season thing. My going outside of the box and being seen more might be wearing rings on every finger. Is that bold? I kind of love it. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. Thanks, Itala, for sending this to me. And I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to get some too. They are a little pricey. They're a little pricey. So just be aware. A little pricey. So I never know who's watching and how many of these Zodiac series you've seen so far of mine. So I kind of just like to give the same lowdown. Oh, I should say we're in a different environment. Whoa. What do you guys think? I thought this would look better than my last one. And I miss my old setup now. Why does this always happen? I feel like I don't know how I'm feeling. I reorganized my room and I really I like it a lot better now how it is, but I don't know if I love this filming background. I don't know how I'm feeling about it, so, hopefully when I edit this, I'm that looks good, never mind, but right now I'm we need something here. I don't know. Anyway, so why is it important that we recognize the sign that we're in, even if it's not one of our big 3s? And why is it important that we are learning about the energies of it? And that's pretty simple. It's literally just because that, as we enter, different sun signs, different moon signs, different everything, we're feeling those energies. And a lot of the times, I know everyone knows this, you'll be feeling like shit, and then you'll be you'll find out that Mercury's been in retrograde or something like that. And that's a super simple example, but just the fact that we are affected by what's going on in the stars, and so having a better awareness, for example, that Sun Saturn opposition that was happening, I didn't know about it for the first couple of days and I was having the worst time, and then I finally figured it out, and I was okay, this is good because now I know. So now that I know, when I'm feeling everything's falling apart and this is so bad, I can kind of take a break and be okay, maybe let's not get too dramatic. Let's see how next week is or whatever. You know what I mean? So you'll feel the energies regardless, and having the knowledge of this is kind of why I'm feeling this way will help you to make better decisions. It'll help you to use that energy to your advantage. And obviously this is all going to affect us differently. And that kind of brings me to my next point, which is checking out your astrological wheel. And I know a lot of people, especially beginners, like to use CoStar or something that just kind of tells you basic. I cannot explain to you guys how, it's so disappointing when someone's oh, you like astrology? Can I show you my chart? And I'm yeah, I love this. And then they show me CoStar, and I'm do you realize how much you're missing? Like, you're missing the entire, like, story of your chart, like, the entire, you know, everything. And I'm getting very Pisces right now. But truly, like, with co-star, you're not saying all your houses. Some people are just like, oh yeah, I don't have a third house. And it's like, oh, you totally do. You totally do. So please look at a wheel, okay? So like astro.com is so good. And then you can see which house Leo is in. So even if you don't have any planets or anything happening in Leo, you still have it in a house. And I'll put my favorite little house infographic here. And this will tell you which house, you know, relates to what. And you can see where Leo sits and how that'll be. For example, if Leo is in your 11th house, then you might be feeling very heavily pulled towards your friends and like your community and stuff. And so the traits of Leo being like this charismatic, like confident, performative person, like you'll see that towards your friends. Like maybe you're being a hype man for your friends, or maybe you're wanting your friends to be more of a hype man for you, or maybe you're doing community theater or something, you know, so it really is individual. Like we're all going through it, but it's going to be in different aspects of our life. So please look at the wheel, look at what planets you have in Leo. You might not have any, I don't have any, don't fret, that's totally fine. But which house and what planets are going on. And if you do have a lot, look at your aspects. Like if you can go into that, that is even more chef's kiss. Do you know what I mean? Like it's even so much better because then you can like, you've got even more to go off on. And if you do have more planets in Leo, you'll probably just feel the energy a lot more. You know, obviously if you're a Leo sun, you're going to be feeling a lot more at home. Likewise with all your other things. But if you're like me, you're kind of just like, this will be an adventure. I don't have any Leo. But I'm excited to see what's going on. Another fun thing you can do if you want to get a bit more advanced into your astrology, look at what's going on in your 5th house, okay? Because Leo rules the 5th house naturally, and it's unlikely that you have Leo in the 5th house. You could, obviously it's like a 1 out of 12 chance, but you have something in your 5th house. You have a sign ruling your 5th house. If it's not Leo, that's fine, but do know that those traits are going to carry through, okay? Does that make sense? So for example, Leo is in my 4th house, so that makes Virgo in my 5th house. So when it comes to, this is really funny, because I was a theater major. I graduated this past May in theater. So obviously, like, I've got these Leo traits, right? Like, I've got a lot of, you know, theater and acting stuff. And I don't mean to get too, you know, into the astrology worlds for those of you who aren't. But, and this is more advanced, my North Node, okay, is in my 5th house. So my North Node is in Virgo in my 5th house. So if I didn't know that Leo ruled the 5th house, I wouldn't really connect that to Leo. But knowing that my North Node is in my 5th house, I know that like lots of my passions and things that are going to come really happily to me. Yes, I'm going to look at it in a very analytical and like, I'm going to be a bit obsessive and organized with the Virgo about it. But it's going to have a lot to do with creativity. So little stuff like that. So check out what's going on in your 5th house. If you've got any planets in there. Again, like co-star won't tell you about your North Node. If this is foreign and you do want to get into it, I do offer astrology readings, but I'm not trying to like plug or anything. You don't feel like you have to get one. Like you can definitely learn a whole lot. But if you are wanting to branch out or if you're confused, I can always help there. Anyway. Basics of Leo. So Leo is July 22nd to August 22nd. I mean, it varies a couple of days depending on the year, but that is the general month span. I am looking at my notes, so if I'm looking away from you, I just want to make sure I hit everything. Leo is a fire sign and it is a fixed modality, okay? So this is fun. So with the fire sign, you know, it's those typical fire traits of being very passionate and very, you know, kind of loud and kind of just out there, a lot of like expressing rather than holding in, like we were just doing with Cancer, the water sign. And with it being a fixed modality, this is going to be a lot more, okay, so for example, we have Aries, which is a fire sign as well, but they are a cardinal modality. So they are like, I'm in charge, get out of my way, let's do this, like, we gotta go, you know, they have that passion and they're like running forward, like they're sprinting ahead. Whereas Leo, I hope my train of thought like makes sense for you guys. I know I'm all over the place. Like I was saying, but with Leo, they're a fire sign, so they still have that passion, that creativity, but they're fixed. So think of literally like fixed, like they are stubborn as heck. And that is like one of their tropes that everyone goes with. I don't think they're annoyingly stubborn. I think they're just more, it honestly, for a lot of them, it comes off as simply confidence. They're just like, no, this is what I believe. It's not like an unwillingness to learn or to change, but when they are confident about something, they are confident and they will stick with that. So that, if that helps you understand the fixed, it really is pretty self-explanatory with the word and imagery. Like I said, it rules the 5th house, and so the 5th house, again, is just going to have those same traits of expression, childlike wonder, performance, acting, and creativity. Did I already say that? Confidence. Yeah, all the fun traits of Leo. The lion is the symbol. I forgot to write that down, but oh no, it was right there. I did write it down. Okay, it is symbolized by the lion, which I think is such a good symbolization. Like literally just like this orange freaking mass in the middle of a fucking Sahara desert. I don't know if that's the right verbiage. And just like fixed in the sense of like, I'm not moving, but it's not like they don't have the power to. They're just literally the king of the jungle. So they do kind of have that king, queen, godlike complex. But I think it's hot. The sign of Leo is ruled by the sun, okay? So people with their sun in Leo, that's a really, really harmonious sign, and that's probably why they're so confident. So lots of masculine energies. Leo is a masculine sign. And I've already talked about kind of how I personally view the masculine feminine. I don't know which video it is in. I don't want to talk forever, but, like I said in the past, it's not in the binary, like, way we view gender or anything. It's just the yin and the yang more so. Think of the left and the right side of the brain. I go into this a lot, so I won't bore you guys anymore. Again, Leo is the spotlight. They're the actor. They're embracing being seen. They're creative. They do have that godlike complex. And yeah, they're kind of like the celebrity, I guess. So you guys know I always love to mention colors, kind of what I associate with the specific signs and some of the things that are kind of just like the broad like color associated with it. I always like to say, like go with your intuition. If you feel like Leo is green, then that's fine. There is definitely merit behind that. So, go with what you feel and don't feel like you have to constrict yourself to this, especially when working with Glamour Magick or Color Magic in any way. The things I have written down are gold and yellow specifically. Just the sun, I really feel that. I feel specifically like glittery gold a lot of times, so I'll kind of get into that later with my Glamour Magick. Yeah, and then I just have orange sparkle and glitter. So those are some things that I personally associate with Leo. However, you guys know I like to dress up specifically when I'm doing these videos. I try to embody the sign a bit more. So today, I have this cute little thing on, just a nice little crop top, some shorts, and ow, fuck, that hurt. And my nice little witchy robe. I was doing witchcraft this morning, don't worry. And I was gonna change into something that I thought was like, looked more Leo-y, but then I was like, you know what, this makes me feel powerful, and that's the vibe I'm going for when I'm going into the Leo energy. So don't feel like you have to, because in my head for a second I was like, I should put on a yellow dress because like summertime and whatnot. But that's really like Glamour Magick 101 is like, don't do that. So I was not about to do that. So although I didn't list black as a Leo color, black is my personal power color. I feel so me. It's, it's kind of a vibe. We got a lot of darkness, a lot of contrast happening here. So, yeah, black is just my power color. So don't feel like you have to constrict yourself to that, but that's just some ideas for you guys. And lastly, in this little like intro to Leo, I always like to connect it to the previous sign. This helps us with growth and with making sure that we're moving on to different topics and we're not getting stuck. So for example, Cancer season, I personally was really working on my inner child, and I know a lot of you were because I told you to. It was a lot of that like mothering, that inner child, inner mothering stuff, and we've done the work. And if you put in the work during Cancer season, that's amazing. And if you do want to continue it, that's totally fine if it's like a part of your shadow work or whatever. But it is nice to kind of to be like, thank you for that time, like I did that work, and now I'm moving on into something else. if that makes sense. So there's a lot of work that we can do in Leo season, and I know that I especially can be working on this, and I kind of did with my shadow work video I just put out, which was so crazy. I posted a video of me singing because that is something that I held a lot of fear about. I obviously told you guys I was a theater major. I did a lot of singing growing up. I did a lot of performing, and I was so confident with my acting abilities. I could get on stage and do an entire Shakespeare play and be really confident. And, you know, I did so many things that were crazy, and I was so confident. But when it came to singing, I had so much trauma around singing and around some things that peers and teachers and just certain things that happened. And people had said to me that I had this intense anxiety around being seen in that vulnerable position. And so I really just on a whim posted a video of me singing with like very little explanation. And I was like, I'm gonna do this. This is the most terrifying thing I could do. And I did it, and I felt such a release gone. So if that's something that resonates with you, do follow that trail, okay? You know, and that's kind of all shadow work is figuring out why you hold such heavy feelings about specific things. And it can be past life stuff. This is kind of turned into a ramble, but, you know, take this time if that is something that genuinely terrifies you and you think you could benefit from it. Because for me, it's something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to share my singing with you guys and my performance with you guys more, but I was so terrified. So it wasn't just something that like genuinely was traumatizing. It like did have a benefit. So that's all I'll say about that because I'm rambling. But like I said, connecting Cancer season to Leo season, we spend all that time in that mother, in that caring. Even if it was just caring for your inner child, you were still putting out that caring and giving and all that giving. And now, bleep, stop. Now is the time to receive, you guys. Now is the time to be on the opposite end. Yes, you're going to be throwing out your creativity. You're going to be throwing out, you know, yourself. You're going to be giving the world who you are, but you are going to be receiving praise and receiving love, okay? And, you know, it's more about you. It's more about you. I'm going to say it. It's okay to be conceited now. The veil's gone. You guys can be narcissists. No, don't be narcissists. Don't hurt others, but this is the time to really give to yourself and to really, you know, especially if boundaries have been something you've been struggling with. I know a lot of us do. Now's the time to say, fuck it. If you have a job that's absolutely draining you and you hate it and you're giving so much of yourself away, I'm not going to tell you to quit your job, but I don't know, do something that is just for you. It is not selfish to be selfish sometimes. That's all I'm gonna say about that. One last thing I am gonna say, especially if you're someone who's an introvert or you're more nervous to like be seen or be on display, you're a bit more insecure maybe, but even regardless, even if you're just like a homebody, now is the perfect time for growth and expansion. And I'm feeling this. I know you guys like, but Luna, you went to school for acting. I'm still an introvert. I still hate going out. I don't go to the bars or the clubs like my friends do. Like, I want to be inside. I don't want to see people. And I'm going to have to go a little crazy this month. I'm going to have to go outside of my comfort zone because I know that's an area where I can grow. And, you know, it's not good to hold on to those self-limiting beliefs or those, you know, labels where it's like, well, I don't go out because I don't like it. It's like, well, try it. And, you know, you're not, I don't want to go on to rants, but you're not just the labels you put onto yourself. You can grow more. I am in such a rambling mood today, you guys. These videos are already so long and jam-packed with stuff. So I'm trying to keep it together and keep my rambling to a low. But we're feeling the Leo already. I'm like, sit down and listen to what I have to say. Okay, so now let's move into the rituals, the ways you can bring Leo season into your everyday life. The first thing I'm going to say is to do some art or some creativity. This is such a given. So paint yourself a goddess portrait. I've talked about this before. I love doing it for myself. I thought about offering some if you guys want to buy art from me. Maybe that's a thing I'll do. Maybe I'll start offering some commission pieces. But I did a goddess painting in myself a while back, and that was really great. It's really a self-love ritual all in itself to create that from scratch. but also you can do something that just simply expresses a feeling within you or something you don't feel like you can verbally express. Putting that onto painting or writing, whatever feels good for you, is really, really good. Also, I'm going to push you outside of your comfort zone, and I posted a video of me singing, so you guys should too. If that is something that scares you and you think you could benefit from it, you think you could maybe let go of a little unnecessary anxiety, then try that. And even if it's something as simple as like doing karaoke at like your local bar, I did that one time and it was so terrifying, and I was even doing it with my husband and I was still just like so nervous, which is hilarious. Like I said, I've done freaking like many plays in front of people and stuff. So it's weird how singing is so, I think it's the throat chakra expression, and it's a lot of things happening that is just so vulnerable. So if you can, I think that is an amazing exercise to do some karaoke or to post some, even if it's like written poetry that you have that you want to read. Maybe that's something I'll need to do. Putting a note in there, not letting the shadow self get away with anything. This next one might sound superficial, but post more selfies. Okay, I know this sounds very material and very like weird, but I promise you that like loving your face and loving yourself is going to help you. It's just going to help you. It's as simple as that. And like falling in love with yourself and being confident is healthy. And a lot of our society has told us otherwise, that we shouldn't, care about how we look. And it's not, down to how you look. It really does come from the inside out, and that respect for yourself. Not a need to change anything, but just the like, I love who I am and I don't need to change it. And if that is for you, if that's posting like a no makeup selfie, then that's perfect as well. I think that's probably something I'm gonna do because I get dressed up and I put on makeup a lot of times and I present myself this way, but I do love myself just like all natural. And so that's something I want to like post. But also like if you want to, I'm not pressuring you guys at all because this is a very personal thing. I have found a lot of self-love. You guys know that like I don't really consider myself modest whatsoever. I like to wear skimpy shit. I've always liked it, I completely respect people who prefer modesty. That is totally valid and fine. And so if you're one of those people, then don't push yourself. But if you're someone who has wanted to post a little scantily clad picture, do you know what I mean? If you've wanted to post like a bikini picture or a sexy photo, like maybe you do a boudoir shoot and you're so into it and you're so confident and you want to post it, but you're like nervous that like your uncle will like be weird about it or like your parents will be like, why would you post that? I took a boudoir shoot a couple years back and I said, fuck it. I said, this is going on Facebook too. This is going everywhere because I felt so confident. And I still, honestly, some of those are my headshots, like my professional, obviously I'm an actor. It's not like I'm a fucking doctor, but like I use some of those pictures professionally because they're so pretty. My friend Caitlin did them. It was such a fun experience. It was so ritualistic. I actually have a video of me getting ready for it up on my YouTube. That process of doing yourself up, and if you get your makeup and hair done, that's even better. And then doing the shoot, and then if you want to post it, by all freaking means, do it. But again, if you are not comfortable, if you don't feel like that makes you feel empowered, then don't do it. That's totally fine too. But if it is something that you've been, just like, oh, I don't know what people will say, but I really want to, I highly encourage you to do it. I've found so much confidence in, just like allowing my body to exist and not making it seem bad inherently just for existing. Do you know what I mean? Whew, I could go off on this subject for a while. My next thing is Glamour Magick, just in general, literally. This is, as you guys know, I've started my Glamour Magick series here on YouTube, and I'm always down for, if you guys want to give me recommendations of specific things you want to see, I'm totally down for that. But I think this is so funny because I feel like this is the optimal time to start a Glamour Magick series and for you guys to start your Glamour Magick rituals and routines because, Glamour Magick, when it comes down to it, is treating yourself as a goddess and allowing like your physical manifestation to make you feel really secure and whatnot. That's kind of like a dumbed down way to say it, a bit of a like, I don't know, compressed way to say it, I guess. But this is just a really great time for Glamour Magick. So I highly recommend if it's something you've been wanting to get into. We're doing a bit more of a deep dive on my Patreon. So if you're a little bit more confused or you really, really want to get into it, that's got some good information. But also I do have some videos up. I have a whole playlist that I'll link. But yeah, this is a great time to get into it. And now is the time to work on your solar plexus chakra, you guys. So Leo is connected to the solar plexus chakra. Obviously, this is like what supports you. This is your confidence. This is who you are. Orange, it's so good. Actually, I think it's yellow. It's like a mixture. I think it's like a yellow orange. So I'm going to use my solar plexus wax melt and kind of just make like a whole ritual, like meditation thing on my solar plexus, just because that'll really connect you to the Leo energy also. Also, like if you want to, I'm not gonna tell you to, but if you want to use this time to splurge on some new clothes or something that makes you feel pretty or get your hair done, you know, treat yourself, really this is a great time. And you can like send this clip to your husband or wife or whoever and just be like, hey, like Luna said, you know, she's like a witch, like a real one. So like, I mean, you're not gonna argue with like witchcraft, right? Because that'd be a bad idea. So if you need, you can send them that clip for real, because now is literally the time to do it. It's just a great time to treat yourself, and that's all that needs to be said, truly. And lastly, kind of, this is the time for self-love spells, self-love rituals, confidence spells. If you're wanting to make a confidence spell jar or a little sleep pillow, this is a really great time to focus on that kind of spell work. So if you're looking to do some witchcraft stuff, this is the time to do, you know, the real, like, making yourself confident. I feel like I was doing great with speaking earlier, and, like, we're just slowly declining. You know those maps, those graphs, where it's, like, I'm making a graph for you guys right now. It's quality of speaking, okay? And then, like, fastness of speaking. Mine is going that way. Like, quality is degrading. I can't speak or explain myself really great right now, but we're going fast and we have a lot to say. Okay. I always like to share with you guys some crystals to meditate with or to carry with that really kind of have that Leo energy. I'll start with Tiger's Eye. This is a great crystal for Leo energy. This is like one of their crystals that is like so often associated with Leo. I kind of consider this to be a lot more of that grounded, rooted, you know, that fixed energy more so. So it's that confidence, but it is rooting that confidence. The next crystal is Citrine. This is a great stone of abundance and prosperity, which is just great for Leo because they are, being the sun, just so prosperous and have a lot of luck naturally. So when you are a Leo, this will just amplify that, make you feel a bit more connected to what ways will bring you prosperity. And if you're a little less Leo, then this will help you connect to that. Obviously, I gotta throw in a good rose quartz. I know so many of you guys have a rose quartz. This is such a great crystal to have, and this will help you with your self-love journey. So just all around good crystal. And lastly is Peridot. I think that's how you say it. I've heard Peridot, but I also heard Peridot. So I'm going to say Peridot because it sounds really fancy. And this is the birthstone for August. And so therefore kind of for Leo season. And this is really good for balance and overall health. So again, it's more that like heart chakra energy with the green. So yeah. And I will say, you guys know, I have a playlist for every astrological season. You can use them for your sign or for specific energy, but I always create one. So now you're in Leo season, and this is so exciting, you guys. I haven't created it yet. It'll be created by the time you guys watch this, but I'm just thinking about all the things that are going to be on there. Doja Cat's going to be all over the place, you guys. I'm so excited. I am so pumped because I love Leo energy, and it's something I'm always trying to cultivate within myself. And so it's just so exciting. I love it. So I will leave that linked below. I like to do this when I'm getting up in the morning, if I'm just really feeling like I'm having a hard time connecting to the specific energy, and even more so now, just like even now when I'm doing art, sometimes I'll turn on my Pisces playlist, or if I'm really angry and I just want to rage, I'll turn on my Aries playlist. So, you know, they help you throughout, but yeah. I know I already spoke on Glamour Magick a bit, but for each season, I always put in a little infographic about Glamour Magick, but just you know, I had to talk about it earlier because it is such a time for that. So my first point for Glamour Magick is to find your power look, okay? This is gonna come through self-discovery. So like I said, I think black is like my power color. And you know, it really is as simple as just like being aware of what makes you feel good, right? So like at some point in my life, I was just like, man, I don't feel like I'm connecting to the clothes I'm wearing. Like I don't feel comfortable in these clothes. Like I don't feel like me, you know, and that's fine. And that will happen naturally as you change as a person. But at the time, currently, this is what I feel good in, you know, the lace femininity, but also like the comfortability, and the black to me is sexy and mystical and powerful, which are the words I want to embody. And so that'll be different for everyone, but finding that power color could be red for you, could be green, could be white, could be anything, could be a mixture. And you know, it could be more textures, or it could be more, you know, styles. So it really is a self-discovery thing, trying things out. If you feel unsure of your style, I have been using Pinterest for years and I absolutely swear by it. I can't wait for the day they sponsor me. I wish they would, you guys, because I talk about Pinterest all the time. I love them so freaking much. Like, I have so many boards and I constantly go there. Even today I was drawing and I was like, I need a hand reference. So I just looked it up there. They've got everything. So, you know, make some fashion boards and it'll recommend things that are in line with what you've saved. It's so good. Another thing you can do for Glamour Magick that's a little bit more salty, a little spicy, is to wear something that you love on others, but you feel a little uncomfortable. And I say that lightly, like if you genuinely feel uncomfortable, or if it, you know, has specific things that you really don't like, do not do that. Do not do anything that makes you genuinely uncomfortable. But if it's like, you know, I want to wear this style, but I feel like people, you know, if it's more like I feel like people are going to think weird things about me, or I feel like, you know, others will blah, but I'll be happy. You know what I mean? Like if it'll make you feel good, or if you're just kind of interested or curious about it, but your main concern is others, fuck them. Do it. Literally. Like if you're, like I said with the boudoir shoot, if you're nervous that your parents will be like, why are you posting this? Like, that is not on you. If you think it'll make you feel good, then do it, okay? If you think wearing a cute plaid skirt is cute, but like you're nervous that people are gonna be rude to you about it, literally do it. And if anyone says anything, you call me up. Call up your Aries friend, okay? Because I will fight anyone, literally. So wear something that you love on others, but you're a little nervous to do yourself, as long as it's something you really do want to do. Another thing you can do is just take a self-love bath. I know this is pretty basic. Something I'm going to mention specifically is a little specific. Oh, I have it right here. I have this oil I got, not sponsored again, you guys, I just am passionate. Lucid Living Co. Okay. I used this in my skincare haul. And you guys can see I've gotten quite through. You do have to, I use my chopsticks and I stir it up because the glitter gets stuck at the bottom. This is the Lunar Witch Bath and Body Oil. I have used it in a bath, but I prefer to use it on my body. But taking a self-love bath or a self-love shower and then putting like glitter oil or glitter lotion on might not be your thing. It is my thing. I find this makes me feel like a literal goddess. Like it really does invoke that goddess energy. And again, I'll link like my Divine Feminine, my goddess playlist below for more information because it's basically that same vibe. And my last point is just to treat yourself like a queen or king or whatever, you know, mystical being you are. So it really does just come down to treating yourself like royalty and taking this time to really just like let yourself have a good time. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed. Again, you can find me on Patreon, podcast, TikTok, everything. And do be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I love seeing you guys on here. It really makes me so happy. And I'm so thankful you guys joined me today. I'm wishing you all an amazing Leo season, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Especially if you're someone who's an introvert or so this is like a really good, lost my train.